It's John Costa, the editor of Citizen's Eye, and we're here at Fabrika, Independent Arts Centre, with Sean Clark. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good, good. Well, thanks for agreeing to talk to us, Sean, and show us this fantastic Interact gallery you've got here. Tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea and what we can see, and then maybe we'll go for a bit of a walk around.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, I suppose the idea started earlier in the year with a conversation between myself and Adam, who runs the Fabrika Arts Centre. I needed somewhere to exhibit a new series of pieces of work that I was producing for my research. I'm doing a PhD at Montford University. And I had a word with Adam about using the space up here, and we thought, yeah, we can adapt it, we can install my work in it, but if we're going to put that effort in, why not turn it into a gallery that could show other people's work as well? So the plan really is that we'll start with what you see here, which is my work, and in a month or two we'll start changing pieces, adding other people's work and so on, and by the end of a year it'll be all fresh work. The artwork will be predominantly interactive art, but we use the term interactive very loosely. It could be work that's been produced with an audience, particular audience in mind by people themselves. It could be images of interactive work, like some of mine here, or it could be like many of the pieces here, computer-based work that encourages people to participate.
Brilliant. Now let's have a quick look at this picture behind you, because this is how it used to look up here. Just wait for it to focus. Yeah. And now we're gonna turn around. Obviously you've got that screen there, and this is where you come up the stairs, up to the gallery. So let's spin round and show people what it actually looks like now. It's been a fantastic amount of work that's gone into it. So if you lead on, Sean, then what we'll do is follow, and then maybe talk us through what you've gone for and stuff.
Done some amazing work, and the rest of the team here at Fabrika. This space is literally unrecognisable. What he's built is a cube, really, a framework with false walls. Now this is great for digital artists because a lot of the things that we work with use computers and cables and so on. The false wall allows us to hide all the cables out of the way, so that it does look a lot more like a conventional gallery. You won't see wires everywhere, even though you've got screens. We've framed them, Adam's framed them so they look interesting. Well, look more like pictures really. Now the work on display, I've got a number of pieces here, and like I say, this comes out of, for me, a number of years of research. We've got a highly interactive screen over here.
Okay, so let's walk over to that one and then we'll be able to capture a little bit of it, yeah.
Now as soon as you go in the picture, it'll change, so you'll see yourself in there.
Oh, there we go.
So this is based on a piece that some people might have seen at Phoenix Square earlier in the year, but it combines images of the viewers, ourselves, with images of natural systems such as plants and trees and so on. So the idea is that you interact and feel part of this sort of dynamic collage, this moving collage. We also have on this wall, which is a very, very flexible space, we can reconfigure this how we want to. Selection of images from my research where I've been looking at natural forms and shapes, so the classic fern structure here, how the bark of a tree looks like flowing water, and then here we have images that spontaneously appeared on my studio window last winter, which is ice crystal patterns. We have trees or leaves here, and you've got wonderful cells and so on, and then the forms of clouds. And even though all of my work is typically digital, these are the sorts of things that inspire me, the sorts of shapes I'm interested in. So over on the far wall there we have some stills from the installation of what was called the mirror.
The mirror, wasn't it?
That's right. These were images from the Phoenix Square installation. And then behind you over here,
okay,
we have some new work. This is a series for a
now
series.
people will recognise this from your cards, won't
That's
they?
right, yeah.
And you think, it's quite a recognisable image now, isn't it? You see these around the place,
right, yeah.
and the one red one in the middle.
That's right. That's the creative one. That's the one that's emerged out of all the uniformity, and it's going to be the one that changes the pattern in the future. This piece here is an interactive version of that image. What you'll see is as you move left and right, the shapes spin in response to your position. Now what that means is that they all slowly get out of sync. They started off spinning all in the same way, but after a while they spin out of sync. And because they're a bit like little op art patterns, you start to see, when you look at this, you start to see little patterns emerge as well. I'm doing a lot of work on these, what I call moving pictures. I want to create moving portraits that as you move around, the portrait responds to you. There are other versions of this, more abstract version and so on. So hopefully in here, at some point, I'll have an exhibition purely of moving pictures. They're all triggered actually by a little video camera above the main screen here. So the video camera watches where you are and changes the image accordingly.
Now this space, what do you think it does for people like yourself who are interested in this kind of interactive digital art? It changes it completely, doesn't it? Because really it's a dedicated space for you to almost experiment as well. It's almost like a lab, isn't it?
Exactly, that is very much what we're after. The idea is to create an experimental space, but also a space that's accessible. So it feels like a gallery. Someone who's never looked at digital art before can come in, have a look at the work, and maybe they can make sense of it. We've got supporting materials that describe the pieces, and in my case, what I'm trying to achieve. So yeah, it's about experimentation, most definitely, about accessibility. And also, for digital artists, it's about giving us a space where our work can stay for a long period of time. A lot of these pieces, they change over time. So the piece I showed you first of all, I can already see, I saw briefly then, that my image from then was part of that bigger image. So the feel of them changes. You need a decent run, a decent amount of time to allow these things to evolve. Likewise, the moving picture here will change over time, depending on who's interacted with it.
And it's open all the time. Whenever Fabrika's open, people can come up and actually have a look around.
Our hours are 10:30 till 5, but probably runs a bit later most days. And then we'll have special events that run on the evenings and at weekends.
Brilliant. Sean, thanks very much.